Hello, hello, everyone. It is Jen Zoe here, and I am in beautiful Key West, Florida, and I'm very excited to be sharing some of this unbelievable information with you all. First off, thank you for joining me. If this is your first time ever joining me, welcome. Please drop some information in the comments. Where are you from? What brought you here? If you're coming to see me again, welcome back. I am the horse whisperer and personality professional that is bringing you the ultimate road trip. I think it's really important. I was talking to a woman earlier who's going to be interviewing me for her podcast. And I was talking with her earlier, and she was like, "Oh, the hook. Like, why should I care about what you have to say?" And I was like, "Oh, I forget sometimes that not everyone has heard, pieces of my story that are important and relevant to, how, like, why should you even care about what I have to say or what I have to offer? Where's the hook? Like, what's in it for you? Why should you listen?" So I thought about that and I was like, it's tough. And sometimes I think maybe I shouldn't share this story anymore, because it's my old story. But then I also realized that sometimes that could be a part of your story that you're going through right now. Anybody here stay in a relationship too long, ignore red flags, let people cross their boundaries, not even know what a freaking boundary is? Well, I've been there, done that, got the t-shirts, multiple times and wore it out and turned it into rags for my horses. And then had to sew it all back together. And it's something to consider when you're thinking about the type of relationships you're in, the type of life you're living, and ask yourself, like, stop, collaborate and listen. No, just kidding. But stop and listen to, what is it that you really want? And I've decided to take like this epic ultimate road trip. My horses are at a good dear friend of mine, so I trust implicitly. Thank you, Rose, if you're tuning in. Sorry for the airplane noise. If it's too much, I hope it's not. But if it is, I'm in Key West, so it's okay. But it's important to check in with yourself and ask, like, what is it that you really want out of your life? Out of your life. I just turned 50, God, 6 months ago, but I realized that as I start to get a little older, I look at what is the impact? What's my legacy? Why am I here? And what am I doing? And so I'm like, well, what is important to me? And horses. Who loves horses? My mentor would say, raise your hand if you love horses. And I love that saying, because raise your hand if you would love to have a life where you just did what you wanted, when you wanted, whenever you wanted, for as long as you wanted, with whomever you wanted, right? Like, that's the dream, the ultimate freedom. And taking a step into that, the ultimate freedom isn't, necessarily the big house or the car or like certain achievements or accomplishments, but it's living a life of alignment. And I realized that I was so out of alignment because the last time I was in Key West, which is where I am, it's absolutely stunning here today. The last time I was in Key West, I was still married. I was married to a man that was didn't do things with money that he should have, and he had his reasons, and I have no malintent. Boy, I hope that is not as loud as it is for you guys as it is for me. But I have a feeling it is. I feel like I'm on Top Gun. Not really, not even close. Oh, but funnily enough, that's a military plane. So interesting. So it's been, God, it's had to have been at least 13 years since I've been to Key West. And coming here, it's like I remember going to the Wyland Gallery and going to, different Rick's backyard or Rick's Blue Heaven and Louis' backyard and all these different places and scuba diving. And so there's been a lot of emotions coming up for me around being here. But being here has also reminded me of how far I've come. And sometimes when we say, don't look back, don't look back, don't look into the past, it doesn't mean don't acknowledge how far you've come. It just means don't drag that past into your future. So I found myself on Duval Street, which is amazing. I love being down there. I've been there forever, and it's changed a lot since I was here last from my memory. But who here's been to Key West? Who here's like has been to Mile Zero? And I want to say that, like, metaphorically, who has been to Mile Zero in your life, no matter where you are? I've been there many times. I woke up to a Facebook message from a strange woman, Kelly St. Clair. I'll never forget it. And she told me, what my husband was up to. Now my ex-husband, I'm single and have been for a long time. And it's because that, those kind of relationships, they can do some damage, you guys. There was a lot of times where I was like, why is this happening to me? He had an addiction to pornography that was very, very undermining to my self-worth and my desirability to what to men specifically. And that put me in a position to jump from the frying pan into the fire. And, through a series of fortunate events, I've really tapped into understanding who I am as a woman and how I want to portray myself as, a person that loves horses, has been through some shit, and wants to take that mess and turn it into the message that can bring something powerful for you to you. And so I started doing retreats. And my very first retreat, ironically, was with a 75-year-old man who was trying to find his why. He's now probably close to 85. That was back in 2014. So a lot's happened since then. I started doing workshops and programs around what I had discovered through people like Tony Robbins and Grant Cardone and Deepak Chopra and Dr. Joe Dispenza. And so I spent a lot of time diving into this for myself so I always said, grow me to serve you. So I was going out here and getting all of this wisdom and knowledge and information from different people from all over the world, literally all over the world, Fiji and Australia and wherever I could get my hands on it, to bring it to you and put it in a nice, pretty little package with a beautiful little bow. And I did that. And when the pandemic hit, I was like, oh shit, I gotta I gotta figure this out because I can't do in-person retreats anymore. So I did, and I took all of the wisdom that I taught at retreats experientially, and I put it into a digital format to create not only an online course, but an entire curriculum about how to understand yourself through horses, how to not only heal through horses, but get leadership through horses, empowerment through horses. I mean, in my TED talk, they said, I say they don't call it horsepower for nothing. And that's the truth. There is a power that these horses can bring you. And I put it into a virtual course that's like a fraction of the cost of coming and seeing me in person, which gives me scope, which gives me the opportunity to share with you all of the wisdom I have experienced through being almost 40, waiting tables and living with my personal assistant. This woman used to drive me around and do my laundry and run my errands. But now I'm like very humbly and grateful living on her sofa, while I'm trying to put my life together. Well, fast forward 10 years later, we're now still friends. She's helped me with many things along the road in my vision and my mission to help horses and share with people the power that horses have to teach them about leadership and boundaries and trust and love and like leadership, all of it. These horses are powerful beyond measure. And she really helped me do a lot of great things. But here I am, almost 40, waiting tables and living on our sofa. Lisa, if you're listening, hats off. I actually have a meeting with her on March 17th to talk about how we can bring this to even more people, to bring it to horse rescues, to bring it to barns, to bring it to businesses. And that's really where my heart lies, is with women professionals and businesses to take this to a one to many. Like, this vision and message needs to be, there should be 200 people listening to this message about how I learned how to get certainty from Dante, how to learn to get trust through Maverick, how I learned to have focus and like laser focus with Bella, and how I learned to be mindful with my language and how to be playful with horses and individuals like my horse Trace. And if you've ever done DISC or Myers-Briggs or some kind of personality profiling, that's a lot of what I bring to the table with what you can learn with horses. And one of my clients, he's a real estate broker and has like tons of agents underneath him. He's like, this is like DISC with horses. And I'm like, yes, that's it. How to understand your personalities. Am I an introvert? Am I an extrovert? Am I, more instinctual in the way that I process things? And I've got this whole wheel, and you go in and you play with, Dante's the extrovert, and he's like Tony Robbins, and Maverick's more of an introvert, but he's also has like reminds me of Gladiator, like Russell Crowe. It's like that silent stoicism where, he just sort of knows what to do in the moment when he has that level, when he trusts himself, and that's the key piece. If you've ever heard of Brene Brown, she does a really great speech. She did it for Oprah on her Super Soul Sundays, and it's broken down into what is called the anatomy of trust. Like that's what I do, is like really break these things down. And through all of the, God, I've been doing this since 2000. The first Tony event was in 2011. And I went into that event and I was like, oh my God, what he's doing, people I've been doing with horses. I have to bring these two worlds together. And it's been a really interesting journey because a lot of people are like, horses. Now there's a lot of people out there doing horses and healing. Good for you. I totally like go for it. But this is way deeper than just petting a horse. This is a curriculum. This is a mission. This has an opportunity to not only have, coaching with me, but learning through the curriculum with the horses, and then having an entire university built around that. Like because you come for the coaching and the curriculum and the coursework, but you stay for the community, the connection, and the contribution and the opportunity to serve. And I have two programs. I have my persona intelligence course, which is easy. Just jump in. I'll put the link in the comments or reach out to me. And then I have the Zen Club community, which you get as a part of the course. And this isn't like for me to sell you on this, but I'm telling you what is so true for me and what I've experienced. Like I get into my coursework and I'm like, oh yeah, this is good stuff. And I'm like, wait, this is my stuff. But it's not really even my stuff. This is God. This is source, capital S energy, capital E. Source energy channeling through these horses. I call horses a lightning rod to the divine. And they are exactly that. And they're at summer camp. Well, I'm over here like getting the opportunity to really bring this to the masses and come to a horse rescue near you, a barn or stable near you. If you've ever wanted to host a retreat or experience what this is, like that's what I'm about right now, is getting this to the masses, one to many, business to business, corporate development, and understanding yourself through the eyes of a horse, because horses see very differently. Here's your tidbit of your horsemanship lesson for the day. Horses are 14 times more aware of where other entities or individuals are, whether they be, a cougar, another horse, or a human being. They're 14 times more sensitive about where other individuals are in time and space than humans are. It's 14 times more important to them about where we are than it is to us about where they are. That's why we're all fumbling around out there. And when you see good horsemen, like there are some excellent horsemen out there doing some incredible work. And if you are one of them, I want to talk to you too, because I want to collaborate. I want to co-op. I want to have a radical disruption of the horse rescue industry, because horse rescues, you guys, frankly, are fucked. Yes, I said it. I dropped it. They are totally effed up in a lot of ways. They are fundraising for operational dollars. They have a lot of abnormal and pathological problems, more than just cash flow. And they need my help. They need our help. They need your help. And so I'm taking this on the road, starting at mile 0 in Key West, Florida. I'm going to be going live every single day for the rest of this month, talking about this, talking about the Zen Club, and talking about ways that you can engage and you can be a part. If you have a course or something that speaks to you, whether it be in the physical space, the emotional healing space, the mental space, if you got a leadership program or something that helps women with business or men, or just reach out. Like this is a movement, this is a mission, and I'm here to help people that have something that to offer that's in alignment with what I'm trying to achieve, to not only partake for themselves, but to really have a transformation. I can tell you more and more stories about people. Be careful if you come to me and you're not sure about your marriage, because you might just end up on your own with your own freedom, and that has happened a lot, where people realize their own worth and they realize their boundaries have been being crossed and that they've been ignoring red flags, and they go, wait a minute, Dante taught me that I can't stand in my truth. Bella taught me that I can focus on, serving the greater good. And Maverick taught me how to trust myself, and Trace taught me how to be discerning on who else to trust and how to have that really strong, solid, stolid stoicism to take each step naturally, fluidly, and effortlessly to take your life to the next level. I woke up to a Facebook message one day that left me in a place where I was homeless and relying on whatever my wits, my grit, my scrappiness, and oh, my desire to serve people that have been through the same shit I've been through. So if you're watching this, I want to hear from you. I want to hear from you, and I want to serve you, my people, my tribe of horse lovers, professionals that I really just want to have these deep, meaningful relationships that I now have discovered that exist just by being who I am, authentically, truthfully, honestly, and forthrightly to serve, growing to serve. I can look back at the all of it, and I hope that this speaks to you. If you've ever had a boundary cross, if you've ever broken trust on for yourself, if you've ever wondered or had self-doubt, call me, text me, message me, send me a smoke signal, and we'll ride on this journey together to save horses and change lives. Because, my friends, my horses saved me through God and source, and it's my desire and my mission in life to help them save you and save other horses that need us, because they are the voice of the voiceless. And I'm here as a megaphone from the mouth of God and source to bring the lightning rod of the divine through these beautiful animals to you. I didn't. And here I am getting emotional 16 minutes in. So I think I'll wrap by saying, believe in yourself. It will change your life. And if you've ever had a desire to have a better life and better relationships and learning it through horses, then this is for you. I hope to hear from you soon. Welcome to the journey. And I'll be hitting the airwaves again tomorrow from mile zero. Take care.